Welcome to the 21st Century Marketing Meetup. Ascend Business Design and Development holds these meetups to explore digital marketing practices, tools, and strategies to help you build your brand through digital marketing. This month, we have a presentation by Damon O'Hanlon of Wandering Sage Media. Damon is addressing the use of viral marketing, getting your customers to promote your brand to their friends and others. We present his talk in 3 parts. Welcome to Get Them Talking, How Viral Marketing Can Supercharge Your Business, Part 3.
On social media, imagery is very important. I am a words guy. I was a writer, I was an editor, I was an editor-in-chief. I love great words. A really well-written something really hits with me. But images go into the human mind about 10,000 times faster than words. Reading something is a choice. Picture, it just is. As soon as you see it, you've seen it, you cannot see it. And so when people are on social media, they're scrolling through things typically. They have many things they could be paying attention to. That photo is the only thing that you're going to get for free. You can be sure they're going to see it. And it acts like a storefront to drive them further into the experience. If they like your photo, or if it catches them, then they might read your title. And from there, you're walking them along the path to more. So if you're going to be successful on social media, you need to think about things like quality of thumbnail. YouTube in particular, this is a huge one. Even Twitter, posts with an image get a lot more engagement. And it's not hard to imagine why. You get an image with color and subjects and positions and a scene competing just against words. That image has a lot more pull to it. So in terms of developing your sensibilities for photos, if you want to be successful in all of your marketing, yes, but especially on social media, these 2 pictures on the left have cluttered composition. There's a lot going on. They're actually pretty good photos in a couple ways. They're not overblown white, they're not too dimly lit, but there's just different, over here there's a lot of people, some different tables and awnings going on, different lighting sources. It's very busy. Here, less busy, but just, what am I supposed to focus on? I guess the center of this wheel, this like dim section, the most boring part, maybe the most meaningless part. Instead, I advise you to push towards things that are more iconic. So iconic things have simpler compositions. They really direct your eye to a single point of focus. And these, I don't know what they mean. You could change the exact meaning of these photos based on the title that you give them. This one could be about vacations, or it could be about stress. Right? Yeah. It depends. But it's an engaging photo all on its own, and you can work meaning further into it as you step people along the experience. Other things in photos, color. There's different ways to use color, and they're all useful. I would push you to think about color in sort of an iconic way as well, which is different colors kind of mesh weird. This is a decent photo of, I think, iguana's eye that I found. Love chameleons, actually, that change color. I enjoy chameleons, did my 3rd grade report on chameleons, but there's a lot of different colors here, and do they all sort of like blend together well? This might be engaging, but is it a memorable photo? Is it really going to get somebody to stop? Probably not. Same thing down here, I got like a wall with sort of like yellow paint. Certain colors are just more pleasing to the eye than others, and the eye is one of your huge masters on social media. So choose things that have clearer colors, lesser colors, bold colors. If you can do these things, you will stand out more than people who have not developed an eye, and it's not a very difficult thing to develop. And my specific way that I recommend you do this is, first of all, on social media, certainly on Facebook and LinkedIn, and of course Instagram. Every post gets a picture. There are great free stock sites nowadays to use. Unsplash is my favorite. Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S, is another very popular one. And the way you get better at sort of picking these photos is make sure you're looking at them, make sure you're grabbing the ones that are interesting to you, and consciously recognizing when you're scrolling through those pictures on stock sites, which ones grab your eye. Because the same thing that's playing out with your eye on those stock sites is the same thing that's going to be playing out with your audience's site or eye on social media sites. And for the last one, I recommend a full frame. Now, there are times to have an emptier frame, but these frames over here on the left, they are clean compositions. They're not busy, but there's so little of the actual frame of the photo has been used. Inside those boundaries, it's mostly emptiness. And that's going to make your subject smaller and more distant and less engaging. When people are on social media sites, they want to be engaged. They came to be engaged. So, push in. Things that are closer, clearer. If somebody has to squint, you've made a small mistake, I would say. And keep in mind that a lot of what people are doing, social media use especially, certain situations for work, the business computer or laptop, still very important. Social media use, there's a lot of phone stuff. So that image that you're going to be using down there is going to be a couple inches. This really plays to your benefit to have a larger, closer subject. And again, you can build meaning into what these sorts of things mean. And as 2 pro tips, food and a human face are super engaging. There's something in the human character that responds very quickly to those. When you're writing social media postings, I suggest you use the friend test. People, especially when they have an audience, become a little bit rigid. When you are on stage, so to speak, there's a tendency for people to seize up, to narrow down the range of topics they're comfortable discussing and the way that they're comfortable discussing them. That's not your friend on most social media. A platform like LinkedIn, professionalism is an inherent part of it, and so we expect you to be a little bit more business-like. But generally speaking, on the other social media channels, not so much. YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, these are all places where we don't want to have we, meaning audiences, yourself included, as a user, you don't expect people to be sort of narrow and tightened up. You may not consciously know it, but you prefer it and enjoy it, and everybody does, when somebody speaks to them like a person. And my favorite example is one time I was in a theater about to see a movie, and before the movie started, they had a message up on screen for me and all my friends, and it said something like, "Thank you for coming to Filmrific Theaters, where we provide value to our customers." Okay. It was a little funny to get hit with an ad for a theater I was already sitting in, number one. But beyond that, the way they were talking about themselves, right? Value, customers, these are not terms that I would actually use with my friends, right? If you came over to a house for dinner and I said, "Welcome to my household. I hope that you find value from this experience this evening," you might second guess whether you really want to have dinner in my house that evening. That's not how a friend talks to a friend, right? So when you're composing your messaging, especially on places like social media, ask yourself, check in your head over and over again, is this a way I would talk to a friend? You can get a lot of bad messaging out of there, and you can get messaging that connects with people and resonates better if you really do practice. How would I explain this to my friend? What would I tell them about it? What words would I use? This actually is I think one of the simplest ideas that's the hardest to implement, but gives you the most power to sort of stand head and shoulders above others on social media. Lastly, I want to talk about managing risk. So if you feel perfectly safe and comfortable with everything you did on social media, then you probably didn't do very well because you sanitized all the risk out of the equation. If it felt perfectly safe, you probably weren't interesting. Now, you don't have to sensationalize things or overblow things just to make them more interesting, but understand which risks you are purposely not taking and which risks you are purposely taking. And I will say that in certain platforms, there's variance, right? On something like YouTube, where there's lots of video, that makes you very personable right away. Video as compared to, say, a written blog post. You're a person with a face and expressions, and that makes people more allowing and forgiving for a broader range of things to try, discuss. More personal and intimate stories will land better in that context. Something else on a platform like LinkedIn could still really benefit from those things, but you'll want to be more surgical and precise with how you use it. So those are my primary tips, and if you have any further questions, I'll be happy to answer those afterwards. Thanks very much.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for listening. We hope you have enjoyed part 3 of this 3-part talk on viral marketing. The 21st Century Marketing Meetups are a project of Ascend Business Design and Development. Our mission at Ascend is to help companies grow profitably. We provide digital marketing design and implementation, as well as financial management for growing companies. For more videos of the 21CM meetups, visit us on the web at 21cm.global. Do you have a question or a digital marketing need? Reach out to us at Ascend. We're here to help your business grow.